All right. Hello and welcome everybody to our Wednesday Lunch and Learn at 12 o'clock as well. So we've got two changes today. I'm Emma from Her Leadership Journey. Great to have you here with us. And today we're going to focus on the session of how do we get people, well, how do we lead people who don't actually want to be led? This question has come up in quite a few different times. It's been in coaching sessions, one-on-one coaching sessions I've done. We've also heard about it in group sessions, and we have also seen it just recently in the customer survey that I have put out for you all. It popped up there as well. So I thought that this was a great time to actually address that question, because it does come up a lot, and you may have experienced it. I know I certainly have. So I thought I would share, based on my own experience of leading someone through it, based on the learning that I have done, and based on helping and coaching others through it and the results of their actions. I thought I would share with you what we're doing. So I'm just getting up the group on my phone to make sure that we're live, we're going well, and I can see some comments through there. So if you are watching with me, make sure you say hi. Let me know that you are here. It is Wednesday lunchtime, and I completely forgot to put up the notification that we were going live today until about an hour ago. So my sincerest apologies to all of you. I thought I had done that earlier in the week. However, I didn't, and it wasn't until earlier that we realized that I hadn't actually put up that notification that we're going live today. So some of you may be here live with me, some of you may be watching this as a replay. So if you are watching a replay, please make sure that you also pop in there, just say the words replay, so that so you can still be part of the conversation that we're having. And a quick note as well that I've popped in here. This is in fact the last Lunch and Learn that we're doing inside this free Facebook group. Now that we have the premium membership up and going, we've gone through our beta launch with that, and we're now just starting to really ramp up and get a bit more interest inside that membership. We're moving these value adds over to there. So the membership is $199 for the entire year. You get every week we're doing these lunch and learns. You also have the opportunity to ask any of our experts, our content partners, at any time through our private community questions that you may have. So we are bringing on content partners all the time. We've got a couple more in the pipeline, just waiting for some information from them, so we can actually launch them to you. But they will be growing in regards to management skills, leadership skills, building confidence, being influential inside the workplace, all of those things that we really focus on here at Her Leadership Journey, which is about helping you go from invisible to influential, and the process that you go through in order to do that. And some of it does require skills, some of it requires a mindset shift. All of it actually requires an increase in your confidence. And there are a couple of key things that you can do in terms of your communication and relationship building in order to start building that influence inside your workplace. So if you have been thinking about the premium membership and you're not too sure, reach out to me and ask any questions that you've got, because chances are I've missed that. To me, it might just be, what is usual for me is something different for you. So please reach out and ask a question. No question is a stupid question at all. So this will be our last Lunch and Learn. However, I will be coming in here at least once a month, and we'll be doing the same kind of concept. We'll be doing like a 20-minute webinar, if you like, around a particular topic and sharing some information with you. So rest assured, there will still be value in here. You still have the opportunity to ask questions of everybody in here. There's over 800 of you all here now. So make sure that you're using this as your support group. Any questions you have, you can also post anonymously now. So if you're worried about what people may think, worried about people knowing who you are, trying to keep things confidential, you have that opportunity to also post anonymously. So I look forward to keep keep chatting with you in here. We will still be sharing all of our wonderful content in here, letting you know of upcoming events as well, both the free events and of course our premium members events as well. So make sure you're also registered for, we have 2 free events coming up. They are both interviews, which is just fabulous because you get to hear the real life, the version of applying a technique, a skill, a capability, and putting it into action and what happens from that. And that is where the real learning happens. So I love these interviews. We've got Dr. Margie Worrell talking to us about confidence and her book, which is You've Got This. And we also have a real life story with Erin Strang, who is the CFO for Sunwater. And Erin and I met at the Women's Leadership Summit that we did last year. We were both speakers at that. And as I was listening to what she was saying and her values and her beliefs and how she's led her team through change, I thought, oh, I just have to bring her to you and share her story and her values and her beliefs. And in the hope that she inspires you, she acts as a role model for you, but you can also see how implementing particular capabilities have worked out for her as well. So their registrations for those are open now. You'll find them inside this group. So let's get on to today's actual topic, which is how do you lead someone who doesn't want to be led? Now, there's 3 main questions, and this is how I address this every time it's come up. So I thought I would just address that exactly the same way with all of you here. Now, I don't know the scenario, don't know the situations. If you're here live, then make sure you're popping it in the chat. Let me know if you've got a particular scenario that you want to go through. If you are watching the replay, pop it in the chat and we'll go through and I'll answer that through the chat process that we've got going on there. So the first thing I'm going to ask you is, why is this an issue? What's happening to make this be an actual issue for you? So why are you even asking this question to start with? You know, how do I lead someone who doesn't want to be led? What's happening and why is this an actual issue? And so there's a few reasons that are common across the entire board, regardless the context, regardless of the person, regardless of the situation. These are common reasons. So I'm going to share them with you so you can possibly pinpoint each one of these. So it's an issue because of poor performance. It's an issue because of bad attitude or disengagement. It could possibly be your ego stepping in, or it could also be that you see more in them that they don't see in themselves. So you can see how much potential they've got. And you might be a high achiever, so you expect them to be one as well. And you expect them to use, use all of that potential that you can see there. And this is probably the most common one, this problem, because I went through it myself. I remember when I was a business advisor and I had these big picture plans, and it took me a while to really work out why others weren't getting excited about the same things that I was. And it was because that their visions were different to mine. You know, whilst I wanted their business to grow to this really big thing, they just wanted to keep it small. And so we had a bit of a disconnect there. And it was someone who gave me some really valuable feedback that I'll never forget, that kind of woke me up to that. So I want this to be your bit of a wake-up call. Is it because you want more for them than they want for themselves? Is it your ego popping in? Because that's another one as well. So just answer that question. Why is it an issue? Spend some time and reflect on that. If you've come up with something else that it's an issue for you, please put it in the chat and we'll absolutely come around to helping you out with that one. The second thing you need to do is identify what need isn't being met from this person. So why aren't they following? What is actually happening here? And if we look at the Maslow's hierarchy of needs, that's where I want you to focus on. Which one of those isn't being met? For someone to be resistant to following, it could be something that's completely happening with them inside their world, something that you know nothing about, something that they might not want to share with you. But if you stop and have a think about, okay, is there particular needs here that aren't being met in terms of the workplace, what you can control, remember? And think about that could be a quick and easy fix. The next thing that we'll really focus on in depth is this piece around remembering why people follow people. Why do you follow someone? Why do you take action when somebody asks you to do something. Think about all of the underlying things that go into following someone. Some of these things are vision. So they've got a really great vision and you want to be a part of it. You like what they're doing. So you're like, yeah, great, I'm jumping on board. I want to follow you because I can see where you're going and that's somewhere that I want to go as well. And they have the belief that they can get there. That always, makes me want to follow someone when they have this conviction of this is what I'm doing. This is what I'm changing. This is what I'm making better here. Who wants to come on board with me? And chances are you might resonate with them as well. So you find something that you've got in common. You're like, oh, that's kind of like me. Yeah. And so that makes you more inclined to want to follow someone. You believe that they have the skills and the capability to achieve that vision. So whilst they might have a fabulous vision, if you don't trust their capabilities, you might be a bit hesitant to follow that person. And sometimes it's because they make you feel heard. They make you feel valued. They make you feel important. And that is also why you want to follow someone. So if you think about why you want to follow someone, and then let's do a bit of a self-audit on you and go, okay, well, have you developed enough trust with that person yet? Did they trust you that you will lead them well? Can they trust your capability? Can they trust that you have this vision, that you're not going to just abandon them along the way when it gets too hard? Do they trust that you have the relationships and the resources around you necessary to achieve this vision? Have you even communicated your vision to them? Does that vision align with them? Can they resonate with you? Have you opened up enough for them to be able to go, oh, I like you. I like where you're going. I like what you stand for. I trust in you that you have this ability to lead us there. Great, I'm all in. This is also probably the biggest piece of work that you will do on you and your leadership. So if you strip it back, take it away, the context that you've got right now, take away any emotions that are running through there and think about the whole leader, follower, why we follow someone. That'll give you all the answers that you need as to why someone's not following you. Now, if it is something that is personal to them and they're not willing to open up and share about it, then sometimes there's not a lot you can do. And then we go back to step one. Why is it an issue? If it's poor performance, then you need to take performance management. You need to go down that pathway. You need to step into coaching. You need to start having those feedback conversations. You need to have them holding them accountability. That's very different from leading someone. That is managing someone and managing somebody's performance and their output. So be really clear, I guess, on the question of leading people, because there are amazing leaders out there, but I don't want to follow them. And it's probably because I don't resonate with their vision. Like, it's nice, but am I going to give up some of my time, my intention to follow that person? Probably not. Or I might love their vision, but I don't like them, or we don't resonate in terms of our values. I don't feel any kind of connection with them, therefore I'm not going to follow them. Again, I might believe in what they're doing and go, that's amazing, that's for you. We can't follow everyone. It's really big understanding here is that you want to attract the people who want to follow you. So if we're talking about in a management context, and I need to manage someone who is basically not wanting to be managed, then we need to really look at the issues surrounding that. What is happening there, and developing that trust and that rapport and that relationship with them so they're able to feel comfortable and safe to open up enough to you to tell you what's holding them back. So as you can see, there are a lot of different layers to this question, and it's basically a process of elimination. So let me just recap again. The first one is, why is it an issue? I want you to get really clear on why is this an issue, and it comes down to picking your battles, of really understanding where you're going to get the most, I guess, the most results or the best results for the work that you do. And I remember once I knew that I really could have spent time developing a relationship, but the time and the energy that I spent on that wasn't worth the outcome at the end of that. So that's what I'm asking you here in this question. Why is it an issue? And get really clear on that. If it's just anything like poor performance, bad attitude, you can actually address by using examples of what you see and using feedback and using coaching. If it's because your ego wants people to follow you, or you see more in them than they see in themselves, then it's a completely different tact to follow down that way. Identify what need isn't being met. What is holding them back? Because sometimes they're all barriers. Do they not feel valued? Do they not feel heard? Do they not feel included? Do they feel like they don't matter? How often have you been giving them some feedback? When was the last time you gave them some great feedback? When was the last time you called on them to bring their opinion to the table? What need there isn't being met? Why aren't they following? And that might be as far as you need to go. Fix out some of those problems in there, and then you might find a bit of a change in them. And then the last part, is that remember why we follow people. Remember why you follow someone. Remember why you look up to someone. Are you doing all of that work on you? And are you being that kind of leader that somebody would want to follow? So that is the answer to the answers. Well, actually, I really don't give answers, do I? I always ask more questions because that's what coaches do. We ask the questions to allow you to self-reflect, to dig a little bit deeper within yourself, to know that you've got the answers that you need right within you, but this is the process that we walk through to be able to bring some of those answers out. Because if you've answered all of those questions that I've asked, then your next step should be laid out in front of you. Now, go away and take the time to really delve into it. I've given you these 3. Watch this video again, pause, answer the first question, answer the second question, answer the third question, and then you'll have all of the information that you need in order to put the process to move forward. One last tip on that is, what does it look like when they are following you? How will you know when they're following you? How will you know when this is no longer an issue? And make sure that you create that vision for yourself as well. Thank you for being here with me. I really want to hear from you and what's happening. So those of you watching the replay, make sure you're popping in the comments, letting us know, how it's going. If there's a particular context or scenario that I haven't covered here, then, and you're happy to share, of course, pop that in the comments, and so we can all go through that journey together. Thank you. Hey, Christina, it's great to have you here. And I look forward to you guys joining us over in the premium membership. Remember, I will be back here once a month doing some live sessions. However, our lunch and learns will be moving over to our premium membership. And we have a private community there that's off Facebook that we will be doing some live streaming in alongside our wonderful content partners. So thanks for being here. Let me know how it goes for you, and I look forward to speaking to you soon. Bye for now.